Just trying to get my before and after shots. And prepping a palm video. I always like to write my notes down just to make sure I don't forget anything and I hit the key areas. I know my handwriting's terrible. That's alright, you don't have to read it. As long as I can read it, it's all good. I really, for some reason, just don't feel like filming today, but well, I made a commitment. I said I'd upload multiple times a week, so I'm gonna. Pretty good about sticking with the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday format. Tuesday and Thursdays being how to do planters, or like different types of planters, or plant spotlights, and then Saturday being the vlog. But the next 2 weeks is gonna be pretty intense out here getting ready for the party, so it's hard to get my brain into the filming mode for instructional tutorial type things. And next week I don't think I'm going to have time to film much of anything at all, so I really need to film like 6 videos this week. Well, best way to get things done we don't feel like getting them done is to just shut up and get moving, right? Okay. I just realized I didn't really talk about what I'm doing. So I have to move everything back and over. I'm trying to make space out here for tables and chairs. As I mentioned in last week's vlog, or TWIG, we're having a party here. There's going to be a big party, lots of people, lots of tables and chairs. So I have to do some rearranging. Pretty much everything over here, I'm kind of moving. I've already moved the tiki bar back towards the house. And then everything up here that's in front is going to have to move in some way. The way I have things set up right now, I have these little tables that go in a set with this big table, which is rusting. I'm annoyed by that. This is supposed to be an outdoor table. But that's neither here nor there right now. So I need to, I think I'm going to set this table lengthwise this way, because people don't need to go back there. That's like the pool filter and things. That's not necessary. So it's going to be tiki bar, long table, and this is pretty much all going to be beverages out here. But I have to rearrange everything to make that work, and I'm trying to do this in a manner so that everything looks like it's supposed to be this way, even though you guys have watched my videos all summer. The way it's going to look is not how I keep things set up out here. But it needs to look like it, because it needs to look cozy and hospitable. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing most of this week, is playing around with staging the area to get ready for the party, which I know is 2 weeks away, but I kind of need to get it done now so that I can really plan on where to have everything set up. And it's the next day, filming another video. Got to get this guy divided up for Thursday's video. This vlog is just going to be all over the place. I think where I left off yesterday, I was saying I need to move the tiki bar, so you can see I did that. It's still a mess. All those pots and everything were under it, and I need to go through and drill new holes in the bottom of them, so I'm going to do that before I put them away. That way when I decide I want to use them again, it's all done. But it is getting very, very windy. I think what's left of Hurricane Irma is swirling around above us right now. We're under no threat here, just rain and wind. It is very windy though. A few of my orchids have been knocked out of the trees. But yeah, so there is rain in the forecast, but it's like, it might rain, it just depends on when the bands come across. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. I'm more concerned about the fact that this vlog is going to be an absolute mess. I've been sitting out here all morning and I managed to get several videos outlined. I'm going to try and get them all recorded here in one day, which I don't normally do. I can sometimes do 2 or 3 in one day, but they won't get edited in one day. But with the party coming up, that way everything's filmed and all I'll have to do is make time to sit down and edit. Yay! Party planning's so much fun. Kind of. Well, that was easy. They didn't have anything. It's Thursday. Hello, welcome to Thursday. I didn't do anything yesterday. Well, that's not true. I did things, but I didn't do anything even remotely plant-related. Because we're getting ready for the party. Doing party planning things, and the yard is just not top priority because everything that's left to do I can get done in a couple of days. So, I don't really know what's going to be in this video, guys. I was thinking that my last few videos were too long and nobody would want to watch them, but they've had a fairly good response, so I'm kind of like, hope I didn't set some kind of precedence by accident. We will see. I'm going to try and do something plant-related today, because it's Thursday, so I normally try and, like, I'll do my vlogging Sunday through Thursday and edit Thursday and Friday and release that video on Saturday. But I haven't really done anything except talk about the things I need to do this week. So that's not all that helpful. And this probably is not entertaining at all either. I'm just driving and talking. Well, I guess I could talk about the plant things I need to do. That would be relevant. And sometimes saying those things out loud helps me remember. So, what do I need to do? Is that a cop? No, that was not a cop. Not that I'm speeding. Anyways, I need to repot the Pakistakis, but I don't think I'm going to do that until after the party. Where are you going? Because I don't want to have it recovering from transplant shock while the party's happening. I'm just gonna give it some good fertilizer and try and enrich the soil some and hope that perks it up here for the next week or two, and then I can repot it. Oh, the clamshell. That. Do you guys remember the clamshell I potted up? I usually do like a spring planting in it, and then sometimes a summer succulent planting, and then a fall planting. Well, it's about time to do the fall planting in it, but mentally I'm not ready for fall, so I would rather not. So I could, oh, wrong way. I could go by the nursery and pick up a few things to put in those. You know, they have I put the lemon coral sedums in there, and the senecio, and some type of black sedum, and some pachysandra, I think, and some sempervivums. So the sedum turned out to be very vigorous, and it's overgrowing everything. So I need to go ahead and take that out, or leave it, because I'm going to take the senecio out for sure, because that's not hardy where I live, so there's no reason to leave that in there. I need to pull it out and pot it into something that will be coming into my house, because they're not that easy to come by, and they're pretty big. Nice developed senecios, so senecio, string of pearls, senecio rodolens, however you want to pronounce that. So maybe I'll go ahead and hit up one of the local nurseries here, and we can see what they have. Maybe I can find some tall grass to put in it, and a bunch of like little kales or cabbages or something like that, some pansies. Wow, okay, that was just 4 minutes of me driving and rambling. I'm sure nobody's gonna want to watch that. I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of that. This is gonna be a pretty drive, though. Should I time-lapse it? Maybe. We'll see how much editing I feel like doing. I actually don't think it's gonna be that pretty because my windshield's dirty and there's cars in front of me, and we'll see. Okay, that really wasn't that impressive, was it? Okay, moving on, off to the nurseries. And I had a change of plans. I'm home. It turns out my driveway is being resealed, and I didn't want to buy plants and have to haul things all the way up the street because I can't get into my driveway. So I guess I'll finish this up, but first I need to order party stuff. I need to order cake and cookies and some hors d'oeuvre type things, and then back to work. I don't think this is in yet. I think it's had it. End of the line for that one. Need to pull that out. We got seeds here, though, that are on the ground and useless now. Oh, yeah. Look at... Do you see what this says? Limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for all advertisers. What? The guidelines for the videos is not to be political, not to use foul language, nothing sexually suggestive. What exactly is so inappropriate about how to divide a philodendron? Ugh. This has been happening on my videos a lot lately. And when I looked into it, they said that it's because someone was reporting my videos. I don't understand that. I know, you know, somebody out there just hates my guts. I don't really know why, but that seems to be the case. Doesn't make sense to me. I haven't done anything. I don't really talk bad about people on here, like, ever. I don't really use bad language, and when I do, I try and beep it out. What's funny, though, is last week's vlog video, I was cursing like a frickin' sailor in that video. That video is the only video in 2 weeks that I haven't been hit on. It's frustrating. The heck. I mean, it's just not nice. There's no reason for it. I don't know, guys. If this keeps up, I'm not saying I'm gonna stop making videos, but the amount of time that goes into them is certainly going to change. There we go. So Thursday's video is up, but I need to go through and respond to comments. I like to make sure I've responded to comments before I release a new video, but today's just kind of gotten away from me. So, ooh, I could respond on here. Summerwood said, "Thank you for sharing. You're a wealth of info." That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Denise and I had been talking, and I asked her where she's growing. She says she's in 7B at the bottom of Virginia, so Virginia Beach, Chesapeake area. That's a tough area because you're like right on the cusp of being able to grow a lot of really cool things. I know, you know, they have all the sable palms and pindu palms along the beach area down there, and people wrap them up in plastic during the winter. And I've seen it further inland too, but like only when I've been driving past extremely insanely wealthy neighborhoods where people are spending an insane amount of money on their palm trees. Yeah, it's right on the border. It doesn't snow too often there. When it does, it's not much. And I guess on the odd winter, the last time I was out there during the winter time, it was like 19 degrees, but that's unusual because I have family out there. I know it doesn't normally stay that cold for that long, but it was a very chilly visit. But they said that that doesn't really happen often. Yeah, I don't know. I think windmill palms might be the best way to go in 7B if you want something low maintenance that's super easy. I really prefer the pindu palms. Those are so pretty. The mule palms, they're maybe as hardy as the pindu palms, but I would not say hardier because they're only going to be as hardy as the butia side of their bloodline. Hi, from Reflection Me. And I'm pretty sure I've seen people online saying they're growing them in that area. Let me look. Okay, so here I'm on Plant Delight's website. I'm looking at this article by Tony Advent. He is the, I believe he's the owner of Plant Delight's nursery, and he's talking about hardiness. And he's saying here, the hybrid of Butia capitatus crossed with Surgus romanzeffiana seems to be more winter hardy than both parents. Alright, so never mind what I just said. He's saying they're more hardy than both of them. Okay, at least in this report he gets from folks that have grown it. I mean, that's true. I do feel it is slightly more hardy. Seeds reported to be sterile, so germinated seeds, hybrid, He's saying hardiness zones 8B to 10. Well, that seems... Mediterranean fan palms. There was something in here. Alright, I have to put this back down and find what I thought I was looking at. Alright, here it is. So, the Google result, all I saw was the thing about there being a large row of 20 to 30 foot tall specimens at the Norfolk Zoo. So that has nothing to do with the mule palms, though. But back to what this was saying about the Butiagris possibly being more hardy, even though they didn't really give it a more hardy range. The only reason I can think of that it might be more hardy is because the pindu palms, just the regular Butia capitata, are very susceptible to rot. They don't like moisture getting in the crown at all. Really, I mean, no palm really does. Whereas the queen palms, they're not as susceptible to that. But in cold weather, any palm, you don't want water in the crown. So it's possible that while maybe a few degrees less hardy, it might be, as far as the cold hardiness goes, it might be a little bit more hardy in the sense that maybe they don't rot out in the center quite as easily. Like the Mediterranean fan palms. These are hardy, I would say 7B, at least for the Seraphira variety. Let me say 8 to 10 at least. I think you could give it a try. But if any moisture gets into that crown, they will die pretty much no matter where you have them. They won't die, but you'll have to deal with rot. Yeah, I think for 7B, the most laid back and easy way to go is a windmill palm. The problem with windmill palms is that they are ridiculously expensive and very slow growing. They grow faster in the ground, but yeah, you have to chuck up a lot of money to get a nice sized windmill palm if you live up north. Down south, they're still expensive. They're not as bad. But if you go down south to get a windmill palm and then you bring it up north, that's not going to make it through the first winter probably. I would suggest potting up with the windmill palms or with the Butiagris palms, potting them up for a few years and leaving them out a little bit longer every single year. Doing that for 3 or 4 years maybe before moving them into the ground. So for 7B, like I said, windmill palms or the shrub-like palms, needle palms, sable minors, those are going to be the best bet. Unfortunately, those all stay small, they grow slow, and cost a lot of money. I'm going to go ahead and I'll try and remember to link this article in the description here. It's really a nifty article. They go through all different plants. I do think his hardiness estimates are a little bit conservative, which they tend to not be. So I'm sure he has a reason for that. And at the bottom down here, he has his references, all types of groupings. So for group 1, the reliably winter hardy palms in 6A, hardy in zone 7A, he lists all these different sables. Only a few of these are trunking. The rest of them are dwarf shrubbing types. Then 7B, sables, windmills. It's not until 8A when they start talking about the Butias. But, oh, how long has that been out of focus? Focus. It is doable. I've been to Virginia Beach. They're all over the place, but they're wrapped in plastic, so really just kind of depends on your microclimate. Okay, and then there's a comment here on the video that just went out Thursday, today, on how to divide the philodendrons, and Kathy said, I use a large sharp knife. Why mess with all that bother? Do you have a reason? Not trying to be critical. No, you're good. That's a good question. I do have a reason. And I did say in the video that you can go ahead and use a knife. I typically would use a knife, depending on like how bound up everything is. The reason I suggested using your fingers is because you just tend to hold on to more roots if you do it a little bit slower. You have less cuts in the plant. But on the flip side of that, if you use a knife, the cuts you have are much cleaner. So there's less decay to happen around messy cuts that could lead to infection. So I wouldn't necessarily say one way is right and one way is wrong. They both have different perks and benefits to them. And when it is really tight, I just go in and use a knife. It's a lot easier. Nothing wrong with that. And I did mention to say in this video, and I just forgot to that anytime you make cuts on anything, to watch out for mold and infection, and maybe use some cinnamon where you make your cuts, but don't get it on the roots of the plant because that'll dry them out. Really, it's just about preserving as much root as possible so that your plant reestablishes itself faster and you have less leaf loss. Yeah, and the reason I decided in the video to focus more on doing it by hand is because when I'm doing a video that's like a how-to type of thing, I have to be considering what might be the case for most people, and a lot of the times these philodendrons are extremely root-bound. So if you go in with a knife, you end up possibly losing a lot more root than you would if you just do it slowly by hand. Either way, you lose roots. So it was more, I was just trying to keep things a little bit more general that would be more fitting, because I can't assess everybody's situation. So doing it by hand, there's just a little bit less risk involved, but they're really tough. And like I said, I prefer to use a knife, and I said that during the video and talked about using a knife in the video as well. So that's a good question. Libby, heard back from Libby. Sounds like things are okay but messy down there. And I don't think... yeah, there's nothing left on that. So back to gardening work. Okay, so that was kind of fun. If I don't respond to people's comments much next week, it means that I decided to do another responding to comments video, because I kind of enjoyed that. Okay, but now I need to move everything that's here. All of this needs to go elsewhere, so I'm going to do that right now. I don't really want to, though. I'll do it. Just get moving. Okay, also need to stake up these pineapple lows. You can't see anything. Hello! The driveway ceiling company just got here, so... they're gonna think I'm weird. That's okay. They're right. So I need to stake those up, but the driveway people just got here, so I can't get to my supplies. So I need string. I can't walk through the driveway right now to get to the garage where I keep everything, so I'm thinking... let's improvise. There we go. That should be enough. I went ahead and I snapped these off a the 2 lower branches that I'm going to be pruning off of here. Anyway, so no harm done. I do need some more stakes, though. Well, I found one more. That's just going to have to do. Alright, stakes are in the ground. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull these up and tie them up. Or maybe I should just, like, make a cage. That might be better. They'll have more flexibility. I'm going to play around with it. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's better, but I still have 4 more to go. Really 5, because the only stakes I have left are really tiny and they weren't holding that up right. So I have to redo that. It's going to have to wait, because I don't have the supplies. Alright, and here... Oh, I'm zoomed in. Here's the clamshell I was talking about. I may have been talking about, depends on if that gets edited out or not. But you can see, one, it's in too much shade, because I had to move this table. But that's only been for a few days. So this lemon coral sedum turns out to be very aggressive. Kind of choked out a lot of what was in there. And so I need to do something with that. Pull this Senecio out. It's a string of pearls, because they would be an annual here, and they're far too hard to find in a large size for me to just let them die. So I'm going to do something different with those that'll be for a planter that moves indoors, like I did here with this aloe planter. But, yeah, normally I would plant this up with cabbage, kale, mums, pansies, tall grass, or something like that. I don't have any of that right now, so that'll have to wait for next week. I need to move this. It looks good over here, but it comes out really far. So that's going to get moved. Really, I have to move a lot of stuff for the party, but the party's not until next Saturday, the 23rd. So a lot of what happens is going to be next week. So I need to go ahead and move this stuff back. I want it flush with the bar, so I need to go behind the bar and pull things back. Very, very carefully. I don't think I left myself much room back there. I don't think it'll be that big a deal. Oh, I need to cut these zinnias out. They're done. They have had it. Alright, well, this could be a, I'm gonna have to, alright, figure this one out. Alright, that wasn't that big a deal. I just had to move the barrel. And I found a couple more stakes. Too big, but I'll cut them in half. Wasn't able to move that anywhere near as far as I thought I would, because this palm tree pot is in the way. I can't really move the palm tree either. Sure. Gonna have to get creative. And welcome to 4 hours later. What's this weird haze? What's happening? What's going on? Oh, that's better. So I got all this stuff moved, put away my backup supplies. Still need to drill these pots out and put those back into storage, but overall, it's piecing together. This is more of a next week type of thing. But all summer, whenever I'm in this area or back there, I keep smelling onion. And for like a week, it was affecting my self-esteem, because I thought it was me. I was like, oh my gosh, why do I smell so bad? Even though like there's no reason for that. I smell good most of the time. You just have to take my word for that. But you know, when you're doing that's besides the point. So I, like, over the months, been like randomly sniffing my plants. Because I'm like, what is making this horrible smell? It's like just really strong, pungent onion smell. Look what I found. See that? For some reason, there's been a bag of garlic out here all summer. And, yeah, you know, garlic doesn't need much to keep going. So it's been getting hit by the sprinklers and just growing and rotting and stinking. Like, I mean, garlic is a good smell, but it's one that really throws your mind when you can't figure out where the heck it's coming from. So, figured that out. And now my fingers smell like garlic. Anyways, okay, that's actually going to do it for this week. I'm so sorry for the chaos and how random everything is, but that's just sort of, that's what the point of these videos, the Saturday videos, are. It's like my weekend gardening, or just talking about gardening. It'll be better next week. Kinda. Things are weird right now. They're not normal, but thanks for sticking with me, if you did. If not, that's okay too. I get it. This is weird. And I definitely don't want to forget to mention that, you know, my thoughts are with everybody who had to go through Hurricane Irma down in Florida and the Caribbean. Man, the Caribbean, they got it really, really bad. So if you have the means to donate, that's always a good thing to help in whatever way possible. Maybe not even donate. Maybe you have a background in like crisis counseling. I'm sure people could use a lot of that right now too. Or, I don't know, something. Just something. I don't know. Now I'm rambling. Ooh, that ginger smells nice. Oh, what happened to you? We lost an alligator friend. Whatever the stuff is they put down on asphalt, I hate the way it smells. I used to like it. It reminded me of being in a theme park. Now I've gotten older, don't like it. Can you guys even hear me over the lawn equipment next door? I hope so. But like I said a few minutes ago before I had my little ADD rambling, I hope everybody's doing well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you already haven't, I love talking to y'all. Follow me on Snapchat, Trot Plant Party. And as always, keep on growing, everybody. Bye-bye.